I'm here with Dr Kellie Leigh, who's from Science for Wildlife, and we're going to talk koalas. Now, there's been some interesting things you've found as a result of these fires, or things that we should know about, Kellie.
Yeah, we found some really heavily impacted areas for koalas in the mountains. So we started off a really good picture, a story of hope. We'd found 5 different areas that were pegged as study sites where we knew there was good numbers of koalas. We've done previous research that's shown they're really high in genetic diversity, in fact the highest recorded in the country. We had a population that was also chlamydia free as well. And then during these fires, sadly, 4 out of those 5 populations have been hit. Between 75 to 100% of their habitats have been impacted by the fires.
So where do we go from here? What does have to happen next?
One of the big lessons we've had out of this is just how unprepared we are to deal with this. So we need to work on standardised processes and protocols for things like going in and rescuing animals before fire, where that's warranted, and how to go about it, which is what we did with some of the koalas from Kanangra. Took them out and took them to the zoo, and we're about to put them back, hopefully, in a couple of weeks now. But also in getting into areas after fire, there's been real struggles with that because there's been no process for people to follow, so it's been really slow. And then also in the longer term, we really need to get in and assess what's left. We're hoping that in some of the lower intensity areas, we've got koalas that have survived and there may be enough refuges for animals to start recolonising, but we really don't know. So it's pretty urgent to get in and assess those animals, find out what's left and make sure we do urgent recovery planning to hold on to whatever we've got.
And how difficult now is it to get into the areas you need to be?
Look, it's still incredibly difficult, so there hasn't been enough resources after the fires. The same thing as during the fires, so through necessity, through limited resources, everything went to protecting people and human assets. And then post-fire as well, one of the things you really need is a make-safe team to go in and do hazardous tree assessments before you can go into a burnt area. Those have been tied up working around communities and then reopening tourist routes and businesses and things. So there's been really limited resources going into wildlife, and we've basically had to come up with our own make-safe team and work closely with national parks to be able to get into the low intensity areas. We still haven't got into the highly burnt areas at all, and a lot of the fire trails are still not opened yet because there's not enough resources to get in and do things quickly.